So hopefully we did this correctly. But we were just live on the Ro&Adam channel, and we're continuing over here. So hopefully you guys come over and you get to watch this one. Hopefully we did this right. I don't know. I'm not a techie. I just try to make believe that I'm one. I convince myself that I'm one.
I think you're doing a great job playing a tech person on this live video.
Thanks.
So, what do you want to pick up?
So, do you want to finish talking about your day and then you can end with the best part? Oh, good. We have people hopping on. Oh, yay. Lisa, you're here. I have to make you a moderator on this channel. I have to figure all of this out now. Okay. So you spoke to staff.
Spoke to staff.
This is at the USP?
Started at the USP.
Okay.
So, and for anybody that doesn't know, USP Thompson was actually built by the state of Illinois to be a state supermax. This huge prison, roughly 2,400 beds, I think, 1,200 on each side. Just a massive, I don't know, probably 150 million, a couple hundred million maybe. A huge expense. And the state ultimately decided, like, oh my God, this thing costs us way too much money. We can't staff it, we can't operate it. Like, what were we thinking? Let's see if the Bureau of Prisons wants to buy a prison. And they sold it to the BOP. And I don't think that the Bureau knew what they wanted to do with it. I remember reading about Thompson when it was being built, and ultimately the Bureau buying it, and it was like, uh-oh, now what? Like, what are you going to do? You built it as a supermax. You can't, like... Supermaxes are built a certain way, right? They're built for isolation.
Yeah, that makes sense.
They're built just all that level of security in mind, which is ironic what it's turned into. So they decide to sell it to the Bureau of Prisons. Bureau of Prisons says, hey, cool, perfect. We'll take our ADSEG facilities that we've created called SMU units, these special management units, like Lewisburg. Lewisburg was one of the oldest USPs. They turned it into this SMU unit, which basically just all lockdown. They did one in each region. They said, well, we have this huge new facility. Man, we'll consolidate SMUs. We'll put all those special management people, we'll bring them over there. And they did. And it did not go well. A lot of negative publicity over the number of deaths, the number of other incidents that resulted in investigations and all sorts of other. It was just a political and media nightmare. Bureau took a lot of heat from members of Congress who got involved about this thing. They finally said, listen, that's it. It's a wrap. Like, there's all these investigations going on. You got to change things. So people were trying to change that facility. And the hard thing here is you built it to be perceived as this high-level security, this this imposing place, and now you want to make it kinder, softer, gentler. Like, what?
Wow, that's
how do you do that?
Yeah.
And then you bring in staff who have the unenviable job of trying to shift the culture. So all the people who were there through the bad times and all of this negativity, it's like, hey, check this out. We're going to do things exactly the opposite. We're going to focus on programs. We're really going to transform this facility into being this positive place. That's a tough job. That's a very,
really tough job.
Very tough job. And they brought in the people who they thought were best to do that.
Sure. Lauren, this is going to answer your question, I promise, right now. She wants to know if you're going to be doing this at or trying to do this at other facilities. Sorry, go ahead.
Absolutely. Yeah, today was the first of what we hope is many.
Yeah, but I think that's where you're going with this part.
Where I'm going with this is one of the people that they brought in has had an incredible impact on my life. He was someone, when I got to McKean, who was up in recreation, working as an officer up there, made his way up to education, worked as an educator, became the head of the education department, was behind or really responsible for getting a great deal of staff support for the programs, for all the things that we were trying to do. And listen, it wasn't something that he bought right into. It was countless hours of he and I talking, him watching me move on the compound, you know, making sure that all of my actions lined up with all of my words. And despite the fact that there were still plenty of his peers who did not fully support what we were doing, he decided to take a chance, invested in what we were doing, and thankfully he got to see the results, not only in transformation in my life, but in all those who were a part of that community. He was able to take those lessons that he learned, those experiences, brought them to other facilities, shared those with other staff members, had impact with, you know, countless others in the residents, incarcerated persons, through the influence that he had as he worked his way up and had greater and greater influence. So coming to this facility, like, that was part of his mission. He was someone that had the credibility to do it, right? Like, what a big ask to be a part of that shift in mission and mission for the facility. And for me to be able to come in now and speak at this facility as it's still going through that transition, right? The guys who are there now are technically classified as low custody. Most of them are actually like medium custody.
Interesting.
And the facility is still designed as a max custody lockdown.
Oh, that's great. But do they run it like a max custody, kind of, like movements and stuff?
No. And I did get the opportunity to tour, take a tour of the facility, to see those things. Like, my goal was to better understand how operations were working there. And I asked the question, I'm like, oh, so it's a low, so there's open movement? Well, no, there's 10-minute moves, which means they call a move and you have 10 minutes to get where you need to go.
Was it 10 minutes at medium? Was it that long?
It was when
that's long, but
first got there.
Okay.
And then they turned it into 5 minutes
That's
each
what I
way.
thought.
Like, if you want to go this direction, you can only go one direction. You got 5 minutes to get there, and then spin it around 5 minutes the other way. So it was never like you could get to where you wanted to go, turn around and come back. It was always designed to, if you're going to go somewhere, you want to get somewhere, you're going to be there for at least an hour, which deters a lot of movement.
Sure.
If you understand what I'm saying. So obviously those are questions that I ask them, like, what do the movements look like? How's the food? Where's the commissary? Where are the programs? What does that look like? What's accessibility? So, and they gave me...
Hold on, it's not counting yet. Okay.
They're doing a great job of making the best use of that facility, of figuring out how to make it work under this new mission.
That's great.
To have the programs.
That's great, because from my experience, a lot of times, and also very jaded, but it would be like, all right, well, it's set up like a SMOO, however you say that word, but we're going to run it like that. Even though it's medium, we're going to run it like the high because it's set up like that. So that's great. Well, that was crazy.
That was kind of crazy.
There was I guess there's like,
it's a little airport.
Like a little local airport, and a plane was just taking off, like literally right next to the car, and I was like, Wah. It was wonky.
How was it going?
CJ taught me that one.
All right.
Lauren wants to know, this is a really good question. I know the answer. We should play the newlywed game. Next stop, if you could choose. Can I say
Next facility?
it?
Yeah, say it.
McKean, Bradford, Pennsylvania.
Without a doubt.
Because that was our favorite place on the planet, right, Lauren?
Obviously, like, there's a personal connection there. I'm eager to get back in any facility where I can, because to me, it's really, the message is going to be the same. there's just a different personal connection there. But I'm going to know people wherever I go. You know, there's going to be individuals who know me. I mean, that's the reason why, like, I feel like this is so much a part of my purpose. I spent over 20 plus years in the Bureau, like building a reputation, maintaining my credibility, and to be able to use that, to be that bridge between staff and the population, all the residents, to have a story that resonates, to have a very clear message that ideally inspires staff to want to get involved and become stakeholders within that community, and inspires those who are residing there to like make the most of every single day. Because I promise you, like, when your day comes, and it's coming, like, you got to be ready. You're not going to have the same time. You're going to have other people vying for your attention, commitments that you've made to other people along the way. And if you intend to keep those, you better do part of it. Today, one of the highlights today was directly front and center was Daniel Herring, a dear friend of mine, who stood up and spoke in support.
How are you friends, though? I think
it's a great point. I should clarify that. Daniel is a guy who's at FCI McKean with us, who chose to go all in.
He was a resident as well. He was a friend of yours on the inside.
Yeah, thank you. Former gang member, renounced his gang affiliation, was like, listen, man, I'm done. I got 30 plus years to do. I'm going to make the most of it. I want to be a positive influence. Man, I realize that what you guys are doing, like, can give me the skills to be able to do this, to have a perfect time. I'm in. I'm all in. Like, let me know. And that's what we did. Dan went all in. I gave him everything that I had. And today, as part of that full circle moment, Dan stood up and, you know, acknowledged how we know each other, spoke about me being not only that influence, but being a mentor to him, his personal coach. And man, that was like, talk about a proud moment to be there and having him, you know, validate everything that I said. Like, so it was an extremely...
Hold on. It's not counting yet. I'm sorry. I just don't know if you're back or not. Okay, now it's counting. So sorry for the choppy service, you guys, but like, I feel like Adam needs to get this out while it's fresh. So we appreciate so much that you're sticking through like the technical stuff, because I wanted to hear about it too.
And we figured we'd do this live. It's just
easier for all of us. It's fresh in your head. Hearing it for the first time, I want you guys to hear it with me. So go ahead. And CJ's asleep.
Well, I would say I'm still processing some of those emotions, like even talking through, you know.
Right there is what we need on video, that genuine, that face, and I want you guys to see that, not only because it's amazing to see, but also there's your inspiration for whatever your future you want to look like. That could be it. Short of words, short of sleep, but I think I made it. Did I make sense?
Yes, you did.
Okay.
Great point. And that was a large part of my message, right? Like, I've really had to search out those individuals when I was on the inside. I had to find examples, those success stories. And through Ro, like, that's how I built relationships with all of those people. I needed to know that there was like other success stories out there, like to inspire me, to keep me motivated. And once you know like something's been done, you can't use that excuse anymore. You can be like, well, nobody's ever done it.
And with yourself, right? Because you taught me this when we ran Lone Mountain. I was not in running shape at all. and I ran the mountain twice. It's 2 miles around, so I did 4 miles. I was dying, like literally dying. So the next time we went, we only did it once. And the whole time, and Adam taught me this, he's like, if you do a physical challenge and you reach a goal, you always have that set point in your mind. Like, I ran the 4 miles. I could do 2 miles. I did 4 already. And that's the analogy for exactly what you just said.
100%.
And I love this. Judo, I saw your comment. It's so sweet. She said, Ro, your videos did to me what Adam is doing for current inmates. Coming from the CDCR Prison Life program, your normal did not look like the normal I'd seen. So thank you for that. Like, you guys, thank you so much, because the fact that you're here and you're invested in our story is my inspiration. And despite us not being able to upload and do as much as we used to do, like live like this, we're trying to get back into it. It's just hard with the baby and work and everything. But you keep us going. You inspire me and us just as much.
No doubt.
Okay, sorry, keep going.
Keep going. So, being able to see Dan today, having him in the front row.
Oh, by the way, Lauren said that sounds like you and Dan, your relationship is similar to you and Eric.
Yes.
She said they need you down there right now.
Man, that just gave me the chills. Like,
yeah, I know his next stop, like his ideal would be to go back to McKean, just because of the, everything behind it, the history there. And I was just joking when I was teasing Lauren, because we went to visit together. And, when you go to visit, there's like positive emotions, but then there's also, the anxiety and like the not as positive emotions, because your loved one's locked up. You guys all know this. So, but to be completely honest, I am dying. I said, I don't have to go with you anywhere, but the one place I would love to go back to is Bradford, to experience that together. Where was I going with that? But, so
facilities,
if anybody has any
definitely
pull
looking forward to
anywhere,
going
he'll go anywhere. Yeah. Okay, sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah, no, I'm looking forward to those opportunities wherever they are. It's definitely a priority, and it's something that I am super fortunate that the organization that I'm with now is extremely supportive, of all those things that I do that are, we're going to say interrelated, to my role within the organization. Our goal, our mission as an organization is to transform the culture in prisons and U.S. corrections all across the country.
Can you say it again with that much animation and hand gestures? Go.
She's bringing the jurors out of me.
Go ahead, jurors it up.
So our mission is to transform the culture of U.S. corrections.
And you wonder why our son is dramatic.
We're
both a little dramatic.
That's it.
It's the jurors in him. Okay, go ahead.
So obviously they're super supportive. Having the opportunity to be able to go and speak, wherever it might be, serves us and our purpose, our mission, at the same time as serving the organization. So super grateful to be in that position. And I should note, because it is public, I can talk about it, right?
I don't know. I mean, if you think you can, I don't know what you're going to say.
Yes, it's official. We haven't put out a press release yet, but Arnold Ventures, for all of you in criminal justice reform advocacy networks, like Arnold Ventures is up here, right? They just gave us $1 million, which is a huge vote of confidence, and is definitely going to help attract the attention of other potential funding sources as we move this mission forward, and ultimately get to the point where, as an organization, we have the opportunity to come in and operate a facility and do it in the manner that I believe is ideal to create the right environment where all those things that happened for me, that helped me become who I am today, then all of those things are available for every single person who's in that facility. That's what our organization is committed to.
And just so you guys know, let me clarify, that's the organization Adam's working with. That's not us. Just so you know, I wish I was given $1 million of a grant for SPWF, but we weren't, but it's still amazing, but more amazing because they're transforming the culture
Yep.
inside of prisons, which is even more necessary or equally as necessary. But I just don't want you to be confused. Okay, go ahead.
Yes, if there's anyone else who has another $1 million that they would like to provide to Strong Prison Wives and Families,
Or just give us. Just
or
kidding.
Gridability, yeah, that's a conversation
We'd be
more
happy
than
to
have.
put it to good use.
So yeah, that's kind of the full circle moment.
Today was filled with like it was just full circle moment after full circle moment.
Well, you got to meet and spend a good part of the day with someone who was incredibly...
Oh my God, it was amazing.
She was instrumental in, certain programs that when I needed support, I knew I could go to her, get her full support, assistance. Just such a genuinely good person.
Such a good person. Like, okay, I'll explain. You know when somebody's energy just like seeps off of them? We have a little Cancer baby, and he is an empath, and he genuinely does. He picks up on energy, so like he gets overstimulated very easily. It's kind of a lot, but he's very empathetic. Let me tell you, her energy was so beautiful. He took to her, and he doesn't. Normally, he's very shy. He will cling to me or Adam if I'm not there with new people. He kept hugging her, running up to her. Like, he adored her. And because her energy is just beautiful. Go ahead.
Yeah, I mean, it was just an unexpected twist, additional bonus out of today, where I'm grateful you got the opportunity to meet her. We were able to spend some time, meet with them afterwards, like really celebrate this day, the fact that we are here, that we are living this dream, and CJ to be here with us, to be a part of it. I talked about our vision board.
At the prison today?
Yeah.
Wait, the one that made it home with you, right?
The one that came home, the one that's in our studio, Gridability. It's on every single show. It's part of our podcast. It's part of our story. I shared that. And, those guys, everybody on the inside, I think some of the looks from staff, right?
Oh, when you said you got away with it? Like
when I told them, I told some of those people in the room, I was like, listen, don't be upset at anybody who was working at that facility at that time, but this thing made it through, 7 years?
Got away with it's the wrong word, but it really, the fact that it wasn't taken away.
It survived 7 years.
And especially
shakedowns of,
and there were people that just blatantly didn't like you. And I didn't realize to what extent until those conversations that I had today, and for no good reason, just because you were remaining positive and trying to do something with your life despite a 213-year sentence. And a lot of people who don't like that are just insecure because they're not willing to do that with their own life. So the fact that those people somehow overlooked it, or maybe just, it was definitely a miracle. In this whole little miracle stew we have going on in our lives.
And I talked about, and I was pretty animated in discussing what's on that board, and the email from you when I asked you to envision what our ideal life looked like outside of prison. It's prominently cut out, displayed on the top of that board.
Do you remember what it says?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
It talks about our wedding. It talks about children. Like, it's our life. It's a description of our life.
Yeah.
And it's amazing. Man. Oh. Yeah.
Broken down truck.
Truly,
Oh, their order's going to be late.
Man, so... That was an Amazon truck, I assume? Of course, that's the first thing that goes through my mind.
When
oh my God, can you imagine?
When you order something on Prime and it comes 5 days later.
Oh my God.
It's frustrating because you order it on Prime for a reason.
Well, there you go. So if your order is late, you know what happened. Yes. So, well, this has been a bonus part of the trip as well.
It really has been.
We had lunch on the Mississippi River.
Beautiful.
Oh, absolutely gorgeous.
It was so humid. I loved every second of it, and that's not sarcasm. That's not sarcasm. I feel like I'm aging in reverse for 2 days. That dry desert weather.
I feel so greasy.
My skin feels like a newborn baby.
Okay, so you see, we don't agree on everything.
I guess just the important stuff.
Just the important stuff.
Is humidity important?
So
yes, I need to not get old.
That's what moisturizers are for. So, and it was also, as we were driving out here this morning, we took a lot of back roads, and really got to see like rural, small town America. Beautiful. It is like not being around this, I think gave us both a greater appreciation for it.
100%.
So look out, like we were on these county roads. Listen, they didn't even look like they should be a road on the map.
No, Adam's like, are you sure the right address is in the GPS? Because this is a dirt road. And I was like, I swear. Like I shut the GPS, re-put the address back in, and it was the way to go. And it really was, I think, the perfect way to start the day, because you had to kind of like slow down. It's not like you just went in autopilot and flew down the highway. Yeah. You had to slow down and kind of stop and take it all in, which is what you needed.
Absolutely.
To go to prison.
And it was to see like all the greenery, and it was very cool. But we did talk about, it's this time of year, everything looks great, although it's looking like a bit of a thunderstorm here. The majority of the year dealing with the winters, the cold, like all these leaves will be gone. I've had enough of that.
Oh, yeah. I mean, we did our time, and everybody has their thing. Yes. We did our time was the weirdest phrase to use.
We need someplace warm.
Yeah, we'll definitely stick with the warm.
Yes.
Unless it's like Salt Lake City for a ski trip. Is that where you ski?
Oh, sure.
Okay, yeah.
Sounds good. Salt Lake City.
Is that where you ski? Where's the place?
Like Park City.
Oh, Park City. What is Salt Lake City? What is that? I mean, I know what it is. Sure. I know it's in Utah, but like...
Sure, yeah.
Is it
Salt Lake City's a bigger city.
Are you just being nice so I don't look like a fool?
No.
Dude. Park City, yeah. Park City, duh. All right, you guys, are we done?
We're done when you say we're done.
No, we're done when you say we're done.
No, listen, the day is not over. It's 5:46 in this time zone, whatever this time is.
We're in the middle.
Because we are between time zones at the moment.
We're happy at this point. We got up at 2:30 yesterday morning, 2:30 Vegas time. We did not sleep until sleep time.
This morning was 4 a.m.
Which was
Wisconsin time.
1 a.m. for you?
2 a.m. It's only 2
hours. Yeah, I always count 3 hours because I work Jersey time in Las Vegas. So it's a little confusing, especially on no sleep.
So it was another 2 a.m.
It was so worth it, though. All of it was so worth it. CJ was a champ. I was going somewhere with this. Oh, I know. If you guys, since you're here, we're going to be YouTube-y for a minute. If you're not subscribed to this channel, we would love for you to subscribe here, too. Because we need all the help we can get. No one's given us $1 million, Oh, Lisa goes, that's why you texted me so early. I'm so sorry. I swear you forget that the time zones are different.
I think you were still kind of asleep and a little bit delirious.
I was.
From the lack of sleep.
Yeah, and when you travel all day, all I wanted to do was get in the shower before we left, and I knew we had very, very limited time. Even CJ, I'm like, just get in the shower. I felt it like woke me up, but I also felt like I needed it so much better.
Yeah. No, it's been a great day, and the day is not yet over. We are en route back to my mom's house to pick up our stuff there, and we are checking into our VRBO with family.
So excited. So they're your cousins that you grew up with.
My cousins, yeah.
And I love Stacy because it's Josh and Stacy. Stacy's been out to our place 3 or 4 times already.
At least.
Love her to pieces. And then, have I met everybody else?
Yes, when we were in Kansas City.
Oh, yeah.
After my release from prison, driving cross country.
Oh, yeah.
We stopped in Kansas City.
That's right. I love them all. I'm so excited. And they've never met well, besides for Josh and Stacy, nobody else has met CJ yet.
Yeah.
So
again, it's not about us.
It's never about us anymore, and I love every second of it.
It's all about him, so
it's great.
Yeah, very
because
cool.
Okay, we're gonna leave you guys with this because I feel like we're getting boring, or maybe slap happy, or I don't know what, but crap, I forgot what it was. I swear I just had a really good point that I wanted to make, and I forgot what I was gonna say. Oh, I know. Okay, so as we were finishing lunch, the person that facilitated this whole thing and got Adam there, and the woman that I spent the day with, we were all at lunch, and he said, he just looked at Adam and he looked at CJ and he goes, I think you were there, maybe you were in the bathroom, no, but I think you were there. He's like, that's your legacy. Like, you were able to leave your legacy. That is both about CJ. Like, that is a miracle, and you were gifted that opportunity. And now, like, I took this from that. He didn't say this, and I'm passing it along to you guys. Like, that's a gift, and we're all going to make the most of it and do something really amazing and special with it. So I'm going to leave you with that. And the second thing I'm going to leave you with is go tell your loved one how much you love them. And if they're in prison, think about it. Like, seriously, think about it, pray about it, meditate about it, whatever you do, believe in, right? And go write them about your future, what you want it to look like, and then start working towards it, because that's why we have our legacy. We got our miracle, we got our happy ending and our second chance, so you guys work towards that as well. What else do you have?
No, you can't summarize it any better than that.
All right, we love you guys. Thank you for being here. Don't forget to subscribe, like, do the YouTube stuff for credibility, because we're really lacking over here.
We are. We need to get on it.
Yeah, we do.
Need you to get on it too.
Yeah. That's it.
That's it.
We love you guys.
Bye.
I can't do that on live, right? No, I can't. That was so stupid.